I know there's an answer key somewhere. Where's the answer key? I have found the answer key on health, my friends. I have found it. I have discovered it. I am continuing to discover it. Of course, I do not have all the answers, which is why I'm using ChatGPT to help me. And I'm asking ChatGPT, I'm saying, hey, answer me, tell me like Dr. Boz would tell me what is going on here. So let's do it together. You and I will I have no idea what ChatGPT said, but I'll tell you what I asked. When I'm looking, actually, let me show you. Let me go back to my iPad. Let me show you what I'm thinking. This is my question. What is happening here? Okay. This is a graph from December 11th. So what is this? 28 days. Okay. Well, okay. 28 days is fine. Okay. If you look at this graph here, let me pull myself out of the way here. I'll move myself up there. If you look at this graph, what I want you to see is, I want you to pay attention to, is the bluish, like aqua line on the bottom. And you see how the blue and the brown, they kind of crisscross. They crisscross. What you are looking at, those peaks that you're seeing, let me see if I can, like this peak right here. Maybe I can click on it. Okay, there's a peak. That's a ketone spike of 3.7. Now, if you look at this spike, that's a ketone of 3.2. Okay. Then you look at this spike, that's a ketone of 3.6. And then this spike right here, that's another 3.6. And then this is today's spike of 3.2. Okay. Now, those spikes are literally my glucose levels at the end of a 72-hour fast. So I have been fasting for 72 hours every week since September 8th. So I don't know what is that, 16 weeks, 17 weeks? I'm not sure. But I've been fasting every single week for 3 days. Water fast, black coffee, water, that's it. Salt. Of course, I have salt, crystallized salt. I just chew on it when I get a little hunger pain. And I also should tell you that although fasting is way easier because I'm fat adapted at this point, I'm literally in a state of ketosis, as you can see from my graph here. It's still a little bit of a struggle. I mean, it's still, hunger is a feeling. And I still sometimes feel hungry, even though I'm not, even though I have plenty. Listen, I could stand up and show you like I did last week. I have plenty of fat. I could stop eating for another 3 months completely, and I'd be fine. I have plenty of storage here. But here's my question. How come, look at this ketone level right here. This is a 0.9. Now, in order to be in a nutritional state of ketosis, you have to be above a 1. I was at a 0.9. And then let me see some other lows. 1.4, 1.3, a 1.0, a 1.1. Now, here's the thing that's very interesting about this is it's reasonable to say, I understand that and if you tracked the brown graph, that's my glucose. My glucose does the same thing where you can see that this glucose number right here, 106. This glucose right here, 104. This glucose right here, 105. This glucose 98. You can see that they're crisscrossing. As my ketones go down, my glucose goes up. As my ketones go down, my glucose goes up. Or as my glucose goes up, my ketones go down. But here's the thing that's interesting to me, and that is that I'm 100% keto. Well, I should say I'm 100% carnivore, because even though I'm not technically trying to be carnivore, I only eat meat, butter, eggs, a little bit of dairy, a little bit of cheese. I don't have milk, but I do have a little bit of cheese, especially cottage cheese. I enjoy it. Whole fat cottage cheese. But I never, my carbohydrate intake, if it gets to 5 on a day, I mean, I'd be shocked because I don't eat any carbs other than what maybe come from a little bit from cheese, a little bit from eggs. And I only eat one meal a day. So when I'm not fasting for 72 hours, I'm fasting for 23 hours. So I eat one meal a day. So you're looking at these numbers where my glucose goes up and my ketones go down when I'm only eating one meal a day and no carbs. Like, wouldn't you think that my glucose and my ketones wouldn't drop so dry? I don't, let's go back. I didn't look yet, but let's just see what. Okay, so totally fair question. This is ChatGPT answering my question, and what you're describing is actually exactly how a wow. Hey. Okay, all right. Well-functioning keto-adapted body is supposed to behave. Let's restate your pattern. End of a 3-day fast, glucose 80, ketones 3.2. Yes. After you resume OMAD, glucose 100, ketones 1. And you're thinking, well, I'm still eating almost no carbs, so why does my... Yes, it's exactly what I'm thinking. Thank you, ChatGPT. Tell me why. On day 2 or 3 of your 72-hour fast, your body is in full-on fasting mode. Insulin is very low. Glucagon? What is that word? Glucagon? Growth hormone and not gonna say it. Norepinephrine are higher. You got to attempt it anyway, right? Are higher. Liver glycogen is mostly empty. You're breaking down fat. Liver turns fat into ketones. To keep your brain and red blood cells alive, your liver makes just enough glucose via glucogenesis, I knew that word, glucogenesis, to hang around in the 70s or 80s. Result, glucose is 80 plus ketones 3.2. Deep fasting ketosis. Beautiful, DBR. Thank you. Sometimes I think ChatGPT is my best friend. Anyway. I am a quality award consultant, and I work in long-term care. And we should talk about long-term care because most of the reason the population of long-term care is getting younger, and the number one reason for younger population entering into long-term care is type 2 diabetes. And then you go to the American Standard Diet, which I know as of, I think, yesterday, maybe the day before, there's been a shift to the pyramid, the food pyramid put out by the U.S. government, which is, oh, thank God, that's super nice. Will that change what we feed people who are suffering from type 2 diabetes in nursing homes? The answer, surprisingly, will be not on your life. No chance will it ever reach nursing homes. And why? Because meat is far more expensive than pasta. And pasta, my friends, is what they're serving in nursing homes. Okay, pasta, bread, dessert, oatmeal, rice, beans, all the inexpensive stuff. They will not. Pancakes, they would never give that up. Although I do think there's a nursing home. I'm going to have to do some research. I'll share it with you. There is a nursing home, I think, in like North Dakota or something that is keto-based, and he's taking people in who need long-term care, fixing them at a metabolic rate, and sending them back home. What I have to do, I have to research that because it's so great. Okay. Anyway, why did I go on that tangent? I don't know. Sometimes it happens. What I was saying is that one time I was using ChatGPT because I use it like an assistant. I'm like, hey, I'm thinking about this or I'm thinking about that. And I had somebody reach out who was struggling as a nursing home administrator. And I was like talking to ChatGPT about her. And I'm like, and I understand what she's going through and this and this and this. And ChatGPT goes, oh, man, Ralph, I feel you. I'm like, are you a machine or did you just become my best friend? I don't know. Either way. Okay, let's keep reading. Refeed mode, insulin nudges up, ketones dial down, then you eat OMAD. Even meat plus fat, no carbs, will raise insulin somewhat, especially with a decent protein load. I knew that because protein at certain levels, your body will turn it into glucose and then store it as fat. I knew that. Protein also raises glucagon and your liver, refills a bit of glycogen, converts some amino acids to glucose. As insulin rises, the liver gets the signal, hey, we've got incoming fuel. You can back off the emergency ketone production now. So glucose rises a bit, ketone production drops. Glucose 100, ketones 1. You didn't lose ketosis. You just moved from deep fasting ketosis to fed ketosis. Oh. Yeah, does this mean I'm insulin resistant? No, not based on what we know about you. ChatGPT might know about all my medical history. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, please consider subscribing, hitting the notification bell, liking the video, or even leaving a comment. And it would mean the world to me if you know anyone out there who is struggling with health or weight loss or kind of hitting a dead end or a brick wall and they're considering, should I do this? Should I try that? And you think this content would be helpful for them, please consider sharing it with them. Again, it would mean the world to me. I really, really appreciate all of you. Thank you again so much for watching and engaging. Bye-bye.